Super Ty. I am here with Comic Book Brando.
That's me.
We're going to be talking about the comics that are coming out February 1st, which is tomorrow, Wednesday.
Tomorrow, New Comics Wednesday.
I miss you, Brandon. It's been a couple of weeks since we've, done these videos, so we're back. So, let's get to it. I can't believe it actually is coming out. The 6th issue of the Karnak series by Warren Ellis. Man, how long has it been? A year and a half since it started?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So I'm really excited to see how this ends because, it's been a good story. It's just taken forever. So I'm really stoked about this one. This is probably my #1 pick of the week because it's fruition. It's finally happening.
It's fruition.
So yeah, that's my #1 that I'm really stoked on.
All right. I didn't actually pick out my #1 first, but let's talk about Planet of the Apes, Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the damn dirty apes are now becoming lanterns. Who's going to become a Green Lantern? Who's going to let their avarice make them an Orange Lantern? We'll find out in this first issue of this mini-series. It's like put out by Boom and DC Comics.
I hope they don't blow it all to hell. Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say that one.
Good.
My next one is, I always talk about this one, the Moon Knight book. It's now on issue 11. This has been a solid seller here. Jeff Lemire's been killing it. This one is basically, it's still Mark Spector trying to consolidate his multiple personalities. One thing I really dig about this story arc is the artwork is getting very psychedelic, which is very fun, especially when it comes to like street level heroes. It's them dealing with it. Looks like people are going to be getting into some trouble in this one.
Yeah.
So, yes.
We got some Image comics to talk about this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of Image.
Yes.
Paper Girls. The gals are facing a primal force. I don't want to say too much more than that, but there's some twists and turns in this one. Pretty cool. Fun last page. Check it out.
And it's a new story arc, right?
I do believe so.
Yeah. That's one that's going like 5-issue story arcs.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of odd story arcs as well, Superman, this is the Multiplicity story arc. This is the end of that story arc. They've been doing just 3 or 2-issue story arcs for the Superman book. Like Escape from Dinosaur Island was only like 2 issues. This one's a 3-issue, but I kind of like it. I'm glad I don't have to wait 6 months or, in some cases, a year and a half to find out exactly what happens in the series. So this one's really fun. It brings back a lot of Grant Morrison's multiversity and stuff. Some Captain Carrot is happening in here, which I'm always a big fan of.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Captain Carrot. Almost everybody shows up in this.
So there's an ad for Powerless, the new DC Universe TV show.
Have you seen any trailers?
Seen the trailers. What do you think?
It looks really fun.
I'm pretty
and
interested.
I love everybody that's in it. I mean, Alan Tudyk and Ron Funches, who is one of my favorite stand-up comedians, and Danny Pudi, I believe, from Community. Like, this is all good. I'm really stoked about it.
I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun in-jokes, hopefully.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead. This not only begins a new story arc, but it's available for 25 cents this week.
What?
25 cents to celebrate, again, 25 years of Image Comics.
Nice.
To me, Walking Dead is the book that actually kind of like made Image who they are today. And we all read the 90s superhero comics from the big artists, but this was the start of sort of like the real creator-driven Image that now we know. So get a few of these, share them with your friends. Like, hey, if you like the TV show, check out this comic, give an issue a shot, see what you think. Something kind of big happens, so take a look at that. There's also some cool variant covers available.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, 25 cents, my God.
I talked about this a month ago, and I want to bring it up again because it's one of my favorite characters since I was about 7. The Fall and Rise of Captain Atom. It's just a fun, not really connected to most of the other DC Universe, kind of a standalone story, but it's of a classic character. There's some time travel involved. There's a ticking time bomb of sorts about to happen. It's just a fun story, and that's why I like it. And the artwork's really cool. There's some. Oh goodness. Well, I'm not going to say anything else except for this last page looks pretty interesting.
Good last page.
Yeah.
25 cents. That's a running theme. The new Vampirella issue, zero issue?
Yeah.
Zero issue is available for 25 cents. She's back with a new creative team, and they want to have everyone give it a try. So for 25 cents, you can do exactly that. I don't want to spoil too much, but she is discovered in a place and reawoken, and she's
At a time.
mad. So yeah, give it a look.
Nice. I'm gonna stick with my kind of silly themes. Monsters Unleashed. I read the first issue. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I'm a huge fan of giant monster books. I hope you are as well.
Oh, of course.
Anytime Fin Fang Foom shows up, I'm very happy. And this is continuing on with that theme. You kind of discover why the monsters are coming down in this one. And another cool thing is they're switching artists on every issue, which I like. You know, it's just like keep it kind of fresh, keep you on your toes.
Keeps it timely.
Keeps it timely. So, I mean, giant monster fights. I mean, isn't that why we love comic books? Just for that kind of escapism? That's why I love them.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of all that old Atlas era big monster stuff, it's like visiting old friends.
Yeah.
Big, greasy, grimy, weird-faced friends.
That will eat you. And speaking of old friends.
Bullseye. Is it buddy of yours?
No.
How many sociopaths that never missed do you know? Yeah, Bullseye. So based on the success of obviously the Daredevil TV show, they're doing some new series, trying out some new stuff that ties in with The Man Without Fear. There's a Kingpin series.
Mm-hmm.
There's an upcoming Elektra series, but right now we're focusing on his deadly assassin enemy, Bullseye. So if you like following the bad guys and seeing them do bad things, here you go.
So I've been really enjoying the Young Animal stuff, as I've been saying multiple times. But this Shade the Changing Girl is tied up there with Doom Patrol for being the weirdest. Because, I mean, it gets very psychedelic. It's basically this extra-dimensional avian being trying to learn how to be human, which is always fun. And one thing also I really love at the end of a lot of these Young Animal books is there's like these 3-page stories in the background. There was
mini stories.
Yeah, there was a cool like Dial H for Hero one that happened. This one is about like a weird TV show that played in the 60s or in the 50s and how it like kind of ties into things. And another thing I really love is they do like little character bio sheets.
So those are in the style of the old Who's Who.
Yeah, the old Who's Who. And I love that they do this. And you know, this week's is Robot Man and the Chief from Doom Patrol. So yeah, if you haven't delved or dipped your toes into any of the Young Animal stuff, start. It's awesome.
Fun.
It's amazing.
Stanley says, "You guys rock."
Thank you, Stanley.
Thanks, Stanley. We appreciate that.
We try.
If you have any other comments you want to share with us, we'll address them live.
Any questions?
If we're still live at the time.
Yeah.
Hawkeye number 3. So Kate took on a job.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to investigate this. Someone was creeping on this girl,
Mm-hmm.
and she thought she solved the issue. Turns out she didn't, and now she's come across a cult that apparently has the girl, maybe. So yeah, see things go even worse for our detective wannabe in LA.
Interesting. Old Man Logan number 17 is coming out. The last issue is a big left turn from what the Old Man Logan series has been. It starts out with him in space, and the Brood show up, and but it's also him jumping back and forth between now time and future time, which is his past. And true comic book fashion, let's make it weird. And I gotta say, my favorite part about the series, yeah, Jeff Lemire is writing it, who's one of my favorites, but the artwork in this book, so stark and so just almost exaggerated, but not overly. I don't know how to. It's ineffable. It's just like the one thing that I really love is just like the little pieces that are cut out to make different like scenes happening in the background, or the way that big word onomatopoeias like snicked is right there behind stuff. It's just such a well done book, art wise as well as story, and that's it's appreciated.
All sorts of appearances in that book.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars 28. Luke is stranded. he's got nothing to do. Turns out R2-D2 left him in the dirt, or I left him in his X-wing, and now he's got nothing to do but to read his old mentor Obi-Wan Kenobi's journals. And in these journals is a story of Yoda. So if you want to see Yoda be a badass, not necessarily flipping around Count Dooku style badass, but like cool story about Yoda when he was not on
Dagobah.
It's like I said Dantooine. No. On Dagobah. Then check out this new Star Wars story arc.
I do have to say though, when that moment in Attack of the Clones when you see Yoda pull out the lightsaber, I was just like, oh my god, we're gonna see him do like action. And
he did action.
I was very impressed with that part of the movie. I was very happy about that.
Him busting out the lightsaber is pretty cool, but then immediately like flipping around like in CGI, I was like,
yes, there was that, but I mean just that one moment where you see him do it, you're like, oh my, what's gonna happen? Like
almost anytime someone like lights up a lightsaber the first time, though, I get ooh.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep with the theme of Star Wars with Darth Maul #1. I'm not gonna lie, Darth Maul, when I saw him in the movies, I was like, alright, cool, Sith Lord. Right on. It's not Darth Vader, it's Darth Maul, let's see what happens. And as years progressed, I realized, you know, he was actually a pretty cool character that they just dispatched too early. One thing that got me really excited about this book is it's written by Cullen Bunn, who is a great horror writer. Like, he does a lot of great scary books, and I kind of hope that he keeps that theme with here, making it, like, one of the first Star Wars horror books. So, here's hoping.
I was the guy that bought a bunch of Darth Maul stuff before the movie came out.
Oh, yeah?
I went to go see the movie, and I was like, oh, cool.
Ray Park did a great job of flipping around, just like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, that fight scene is fantastic.
Yeah.
But the character got dispatched a little early.
A little too quick.
Let's take a trip back to the 70s, 1974 to be exact, when the Hulk faced off against this nasty little Canadian dude with a really questionable outfit.
That's a great description. Nasty little Canadian.
He called himself the Wolverine. And there was also a giant cannibal monster in the background. Wendigo. This iconic issue is now worth thousands of dollars. However, you can own it for $1. It is a reprint of it, mind you. But these fantastic True Believers collection, or single issues, reprint classic comics for $1 each.
Yeah.
This week there's this and Wolverine 1.
The Frank Miller series. Yeah.
So if you don't have these issues and just you want to read some cool historical Marvel stuff, here you go.
So I'm kind of bummed that Invincible is going to be ending soon. This is the prelude to the final 12-issue story arc. Basically, it's an all-out fight issue, which Invincible does well. I mean, there's some other stuff happening in there, but I don't want to give that away. Let's make it say that it's a giant fight, you know, to whet your appetite. And if you remember, Invincible, when it started up at the very beginning, the first 6 issues, it was like a very friendly family book, you know? It was just like, oh, hey, he got his superpowers, and his dad's really happy and stuff. And then it turns into, like, the most violent book you will ever read. Yeah, that happens a lot in here. Like, as if I may, Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that.
Oh.
Yeah, and then, like, that.
Holy.
Yeah. Ooh. So, if you want to see what we're reacting to, definitely pick this up.
That is bloody.
Yeah. But 12 more issues after that, and then it's it.
Not recommended for everyone.
Yeah, pretty much just adults.
Ooh. So other Brandon says, love watching these and it makes me miss living in Austin.
Move back to Austin.
Come back, buddy.
Yeah, we got tacos.
We do have that.
And we got comic books.
Kareem says, Invincible is great.
It is.
That was my Kareem impression. I don't know what you sound like, Kareem, but thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, number 13. Joker's around, but she doesn't actually recognize him. Something's a little off. So what's the best way to get information out of this strange, pale stranger? Torture.
Yep.
She's going to torture him. So there you go. If you always want to see Harley get back a little bit, that's the issue for you.
Justice League 14, continuing some Rebirth stuff. Rebirth has been great. I've been enjoying it. This issue is written and drawn by Brian Hitch, you know, kind of a legend in the field, you know.
Kind of a legend.
Kind of a legend. He
sort of a big deal.
Sort of big deal. He, you know, brought about the, you know, Ultimate series, which was really great. The big widescreen kind of comics, which, you know, he kind of started. This issue is just titled Regroup. It is a one-shot, and all I'm gonna say is the more things change, the more things stay the same. Yeah. So you should definitely pick that up so you can understand what I'm talking about.
There was a little shake-up of lineups post Justice League Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I'll fill you in a little while.
Yet another new story arc begins. This is a great week for jumping on points. This is I Am Bane, the first issue of the new Batman story arc. We've gotten to a situation where like Batman has limited time to save Gotham Girl. And who's going to cause trouble but none other than one of his greatest foes, Bane. Take a look, see who Batman, you know, says stay away to, see who he might get help from, and see a potentially shocking ending.
My last single issue is Avengers number 4, and this is the beginning of Kang War 4. This is basically kind of...
This one's for all the Marvels.
This is basically kind of a refresher course on Kang and his motivations and everything. But once again, I'm going to get into the art here a little bit. One of my favorite reasons of this book is Mike Del Mundo's art. If you can see it, it almost looks like candy. Just the way it, like, look at that. That's just, it's delicious artwork.
You eat weird looking candy.
I do. But yeah, I mean, this is, like, look at this. This is just, I'm going to get close with this. Look at that. That is just awesome looking. So, and it's by Mark Waid, and Mark Waid knows superheroes, so he knows he's written pretty much every one of these guys at one point or another, and now he gets to do all of them.
He's written every character.
Yeah, so, yes, read this, it's awesome.
Amy says, more horror comics.
Oh, man.
We'll get on that.
Oh, yes.
Got one down there?
No. Okay, I can tell you a couple off the top of my head, though. Aftershock Comics is doing a new one called Blood Blister, which is basically... yeah, that one, I should have grabbed it. It's basically what happens when the evil inside of you starts manifesting physically on your body, and it's not great. It's pretty rough, but it looks like a really awesome horror comic that's going to be coming out tomorrow. So hopefully that one will whet your appetite.
I've got a horror comic next. Junji Ito's Dissolving Classroom. I don't know if you can actually see that cover, but that's horrifying, right?
Yeah, that does not make me feel good.
So if you're a fan of manga, you probably already know Junji Ito is a master of twisted horror stories. The man is just unsettling is the best word for it. I mean, he wrote Gaio, he wrote the Spiral one, which I'm completely
Uzumaki.
Uzumaki. Just like, what was the name? He's a master. And so this follows a brother and sister who they cause all sorts of tragedy around them. As you can see from their melting classmates, that's probably the kind of level of tragedy we're going to be seeing in this book.
I like the sound effects, though, the glop, glop, glop.
It's like written onto the blackboard.
Yeah. That looks pretty gross, so I'm going to read it.
So, yeah, I love Japanese horror. It is really about all, to me, that is unsettling.
Yeah. And it's fresh. It's different kind of horror. It's not always slasher. It's just like, oh yeah, spirals will haunt a town. That doesn't sound scary until you see what happens. Yeah. You know.
That book almost made me ill.
So, I was never really a big Batman fan growing up. I know that's heresy. But all the Batman stuff that is going on right now is really cool.
Bat slapped you.
Bat slapped. So this book, the Detective Comics Rebirth, has been awesome. It's Batman making his own Bat team. Pretty much everybody is involved. You know, you got Batwoman, you got Spoiler, you got Robin, or Red Robin, I'm sorry, and Clayface of all people. And he's kind of just making his own team. And it's really awesome. There's a lot of like twists and turns in here that you were not expecting at all. So yes, if you haven't picked this up, pick it up. It's amazing.
It's good. Some comments. My old school buddy Nick says, someone to give Brandon a hug.
There you go.
Ties on it. Angel says, blood blisters in my pool. Can't wait.
Right on.
We'll see you Wednesday, Angel. And Amy does a heart.
Down with Batman.
And Nick returns with Down with Batman.
Oh, man.
Because Nick is a fool. I just called you out on the internet, Nick. Harley Quinn and her gang of Harleys. Harley's looking to get in on the vigilante for money biz, so she gets a bunch of friends. I need a list of the names, so I'll say Harley Queens, Harlem Quinn, Bolly Quinn, Harvey Quinn, Carly Quinn, and Hannah Quinn.
Okay.
So they're her buddies, and she forms a team, which is a good thing because then she immediately gets herself abducted. Who can capture Harley Quinn? Who can keep her still for 10 minutes? And can her team get her to safety? Find out.
Nice. So I'm going to delve into some Vertigo here. This is Sheriff of Babylon Volume 2. I've been waiting for this for a while. I read the first volume not too long ago, and now I get to finish it off because I was a little too late on the single issues. But in case you're not familiar with what this book is about, it's about a security forces guy in Baghdad, and there was a murder, and he's basically trying to solve a murder in the middle of a war zone. It's written by Tom King, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite writers of all time. He did Vision, he's doing the new Batman book. This is another one that really put him on the map, so yes, check this out.
Becoming a writing force in comics.
Oh yeah, and I'm told he's such a nice guy.
Nick elaborates with, we all know Superman is the real hero.
Oh man, Nick.
I'll give you Superman is the guy. He's iconic. But Batman's cooler. Come on. You know this is true. I'm sorry. This is a sort of a hotbed topic right now.
Oh man.
We're in a place where this is like
Your move, Nick.
Captain Marvel. This is her Civil War II tie-in, which next you're talking about Civil War II, so I kind of jumped out of order, I guess. But she finds herself in the forefront of a war, if you will, with someone she's been very close with in the past. Not that close. I don't remember that at least. Iron Man.
Yeah.
So they're at odds with each other, and she's going to find out how far she'll go to fight for what she thinks is right.
Every time I see this book or something tied in with it, I get Guns N' Roses Civil War stuck in my head.
I don't need your Civil War.
Thank you. So
we should start a band.
Yeah, the hardcover to the collection of Civil War II is out. I was impressed with this one. I gotta admit, sometimes I get a little event fatigue, but this one was actually really smart. I mean, you know, it presented both sides of the argument really well. Can I tell them what the argument is, or just leave it
Sure.
there? Okay, so the argument is, if you can predict the future accurately, should you stop the person doing something bad before they do something bad? Iron Man says, no, you gotta let time flow naturally, otherwise you're just as bad as villains like Kang and stuff. And Captain Marvel is saying, no, if you can stop something, stop it. And that's basically their, you know, the driving forces and ideologies between this.
Whose side are you on?
Oh man, I honestly can't blame anybody for anything until they do something bad. So I'm on Iron Man's side. You gotta let time flow naturally. But, you know,
Sort of on his side too, even though he's been on the wrong side of history himself.
many times, yes.
But
What? I say prevent the crime. Want to fight about it?
yes.
We're about to have an internal Civil War part 1, I guess, since we've never really fought. Brennan.
Off the book Civil War.
Anyways, thank you, Brennan. Anyways, just a couple more things about this. There are some huge moments in the Marvel Universe that happen in here. I will not spoil those in case if you haven't read it. David Marquez's art is spectacular throughout the entire thing. There's also some guest artists that happen in here also towards the last issue. A lot of really cool things happen in that as well. So, I think it's worth it. It is worth it. Come pick it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a nice hardcover.
Yeah.
Nick responds with, we've only been having this debate, I say debate because I'm right, for some 20 years. It's not a debate. Batman is better than Superman. It's a fact. Comment below, everyone. Tell us who you like better, Batman or Superman.
Superman.
What?
He was... I love the old Superman books. He was so weird.
I
and
love
crazy.
the old Superman books too.
I'm so tired of Well, actually, I'm tired of both of them. It's just like
You should read the old Batman books.
I've
They're
read some of the
also
old Batman
crazy
books
and
too.
weird.
They are crazy and weird. Like, what was it? I remember this one cover from a Detective Comics where Batman and Robin are dressed as knights, and just the caption said, "Batman and Robin dressed as knights, swinging on chains. Why could that be?" And I'm just like, what? And then I see, old Superman book where he's fighting a building with eyeballs, and it's the creature of 1,000 faces. I mean, I love old DC, but like now it's just like, oh, the Boy Scout and the brooding rich kid. It's just all right.
I mean, they had to evolve into that.
Yeah, I know.
Brooding rich kid. He's the, vigilante against crime on every front.
I get that. I will give Batman more props because he is essentially powerless except for his money, and he does go up against like cosmic level threats. So it's hard to be brave when you're invulnerable all the time, a la Superman. So I will give Batman more props that way. Yeah.
Batman's the best. Wolverine, Old Man Logan. Now this had been out of print for a little while, which everyone was like, but I want to go see the movie. I want to read the comic. I want to be ready. It's back in print. They've done a new hardcover. Fantastic Mark Millar story. Steve McNiven art. Is it McNiven, right? Yeah, McNiven did the art. Beautiful book. Somewhat depressing at times.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to look at this future Marvel universe and just see what happened to some of your favorite characters.
Also, one of the most violent non-Marvel Max books I've ever read.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, this made me like Wolverine again. I was out for a long time.
I will always love. Reading the X-Men stuff from the 80s, I will always love Wolverine. But yeah, this was a really cool book. And if you haven't read it, I don't know how much it's actually going to have in common with the movie.
Right.
Besides maybe like a real basic kind of plot line. But it is awesome, and I am very much looking forward to seeing Logan.
So another book I was not sure that I was going to like at all was Scooby Apocalypse, and it turns out I really liked it. It was also way more violent than you thought it would be. Like there was parts in this I was just like, oh my god, Daphne.
Yeah.
Heavens.
Grown-up Scoobies.
Yeah, and I mean they do some really cool leaps of imagination, like how Scooby-Doo can talk, and why he is the way he is, and so basically there's real monsters everywhere, and the gang is just trying to figure out what's going on here. And it also has a really fun Scrappy-Doo section in it as well.
The best use of Scrappy-Doo is really from the movie.
Oh yeah, that was a great one.
James Gunn,
Wait, did he direct it?
He wrote it.
Oh, he wrote it, but he did. Okay, yeah. So okay, I guess I get to see why.
I think he directed it. I think he wrote Scooby-Doo. He wrote Dawn of the Dead, that remake. Yeah, he was like one of my favorite. He was like when he got announced to do Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, my favorite Hollywood guy is doing this property. I'm excited.
Yeah,
totally paid off.
And Slither was a great movie.
Slither was fantastic.
Fighting corpse of a deer attacking Malcolm Reynolds, which is great.
Jonathan says Superman versus Rainbow Man. This isn't real, but sounded great. I'm all for Batman. Also for Batman.
Yeah.
Angel Garcia. Sorry, Angel, I messed up your name again. Angel Gracia said, I need that, which I assume was about Old Man Logan. Let us know if it's not on your pull list. All right, so.
This is something that I'm really excited about also, the next thing you got coming up. Or what are you checking out?
When some wild-eyed, 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against the bathroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye, and he asks you if you paid your dues, you just stare that big sucker right back in the eye. You remember what old Jack Burton always says at that time. You so slow. The check's in the mail.
Yeah.
I remember the rest of it. But
yeah, that's one of my favorite lines in all of cinema, and one of my favorite movies of all time.
So yeah, I'm also a Big Trouble in Little China fan, and they've done this art book for like not just the comic that they've released recently from Boom Studios, but also a lot of Big Trouble in China, Big Trouble in Little China related material. So
oh really?
You've got like some art concepts for the Funko Pops.
Oh cool.
You've got the figures that Funko also did,
Reaction
things. You've got some movie posters that have been done, like including let's see, there's
Gracie Law.
Gracie Law as a pop.
Little Gracie Law.
The names of Tyler Stout's Button-a-thon poster that they did. A lot of cool different art prints and posters and stuff. So it's like, if you're a fan of this movie, even though this isn't necessarily movie concept art, it's mostly comic book stuff. There's really cool movie stuff.
Wait, did they make a sideshow?
Including the
When did they do that?
upcoming sideshow Jack Burton figure.
I didn't know they were making one. Now I gotta have to start buying sideshow stuff.
Which we'll be carrying here. Look at that thing, it's amazing. Comes with that.
And also has my favorite villain of all time, David Lopan, which I think is like the best villain ever. Because he was funny, but he's also menacing, he's creepy.
Does have movie concept stuff in this. I thought it was all comic book stuff, but there's tons of movie concept stuff in this. Yeah, if you're a Big Trouble fan, you want this art book.
Have you read any of the comic?
I have read the comic.
Yeah, so if you haven't read the comic, it starts off literally 5 seconds after the movie ends, and it gets crazier than you can imagine. One of my favorite little running themes is Jack Burton will start talking about like an ex-wife he has, and they're always like a psycho killer or a type of monster, and he's just oblivious the entire time. It really keeps up with it, and John Carpenter also plotted it, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. So, do you want to talk about your last thing before I get to the Sidekick special?
Sure. If you're a fan of Funko Pops, which we just mentioned, there is a previews exclusive Red Sonja blood splattered pop available through us and comic shops. She looks like she just got done showing you that you're not worthy, if you know what I mean, from the Red Sonja mythos. Yeah, absolutely. Love that character and terrified of her at the same time.
So, Sidekick Special of the Week, which will start tomorrow on February 1st, is The Amazing Spider-Man, The Complete Clone Saga Epic Volume 1. This is a very fat book. There is a lot of issues happening in here.
It was a long storyline.
It was a very long storyline as well. And, you know, it's really of its time. It's very 90s. You are going to see a mullet in here every once in a while. But, I mean, you know.
Just like in real life.
Just like in real life. But, I mean, it's got everybody in it. I mean, it's got Scarlet Spider. It's got Venom. Aunt May, of course. I think some Jackal business happens in here.
Aunt May fights Venom.
Yeah, I mean, and you get to see some classic art. You know, I mean, John Romita Jr. back when he was, like, kind of still, you know, getting his feet wet in the Marvel Universe. And, yeah, man. And also, I believe...
Bagley?
Yeah. Is it Bagley or Bagley?
One of the two.
So, a guy who drove Spider-Man for, what, 15 years during Ultimate Spider-Man for Brian Michael Bendis, he also did some regular universe Spider-Man.
I think it's like about when he started.
Yeah. So, it's a very cool story. I mean, it is very of its time. I mean, clones.
Well, it's really timely right now because that's exactly what they're dealing with.
Clone conspiracy is going on right now.
If you need some historical historical background.
Yeah.
I don't know what word I was looking for there, but this was a perfect book to check out.
So it's usually going for $34.99. We are doing it for 10 bones.
Oh.
That's it. 10 bones for about, I don't know, there's probably 500 pages worth of book.
We're gonna sell out of that.
Yeah.
It's going to go.
So try and get the Sidekick as quickly as you can early in the morning.
As quickly as you can.
Yeah. So that's it for this week. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Especially for the last week of the month. You know, usually it's kind of like, you know, some good stuff, but there's a lot of great stuff.
That's true.
I'm very happy about it.
Tomorrow's Image Day.
Yes, so it is the 25th anniversary of Image, and we're going to have some people come in, do some signings.
So Nick Batara and Donnie Cates are going to be here from 3 to 7 tomorrow.
Which would be really awesome.
We've got all of Manhattan Projects and the Red Wing on in graphic novel format for Nick to sign.
Yeah.
And we've got something special for Donnie. We got maybe the last batch of first prints of God Country #1.
Both covers.
Both covers.
Yeah.
And they're going to be available for cover price tomorrow from 3 to 7. So if you come in for the signing tomorrow, we'll have them. You can buy it for cover price, get it signed. It's a great book. It's awesome. It's sold out from Image completely.
Right.
So they're in the process of doing a second print, but you can still get a first print tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah. Wait, what is this? Ah.
I think that was Nikki Poo tweeting about it, actually.
Oh, nice.
Or Donnie tweeting about it. I saw one of the two.
Excellent. Well, yeah. Is there anything else going on?
I don't call him Nikki Poo. That's his Twitter.
That's his Twitter name.
I call him Nikki Poo too.
But was there anything else going on with you? You got any D&D games coming up?
Doing D&D tonight. We've got some ogres that launch goblins from trebuchets.
Oh, cool.
On their shoulders.
That's cool.
That's going to be violent.
Yeah.
So we've got that tonight. I'm going to play some Magic on Friday night.
Cool.
Some more Commander.
Book club's tonight also.
Book club is tonight.
Yeah, they're doing the probably one of the best books I've read in like past 5 years, Tom King's Division, the whole series.
Yeah, the book is good.
So I just reread it, and
I'm also rereading it.
it's golly, man, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So and if you guys ever want to do the book club, pay attention to our Facebook. We announce what the book is going to be. You can come in on the last Tuesday of the month. Usually starts about 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah, 6:30. Lasts, for a good while, like about an hour.
About an hour.
So, yeah, guys, definitely come down for that if you would like as well. I just did a podcast with my good buddy Chris, and that is now up on the Austin Books webpage. I got another one coming up sometime soon. It'll be a surprise on who I am talking with. Might be a duo, one might say. So, anyway,
Dynamic duo?
it could be a dynamic duo. It could just be also just a regular duo.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
so you're not talking to Batman and Robin?
I'm not talking to Batman or Robin, unfortunately.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I guess that'll do it for us this week. Well, guys, we'll catch you next time. If you have any questions, you can. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention other stuff. You can follow me at SuperTyDenton1. You can follow you at
Comic Book Brando.
Excellent, and you can follow both of us at Austin Books. We'll catch you later. Awkward staring contest.
You can win. You can do it. Wait. Oh, they said, who's signing tomorrow? Who just tuned in?
Oh my God.
It's Donnie Cates and Nick Pitara.
Yeah, Donnie Cates and Nick Pitara.
So come by tomorrow. Say hi to them.
Yeah,
Ask
3
them
to 7.
questions.
Come by tomorrow.
Get books signed.
Awesome.
Goodbye.
Bye.